This program brought to you by the Evil Overlord List. If you too want to be a dark conquest like in Fall of Starfleet, where you proceed to outwit every single hero known to mankind because you are actually genre savvy, read the Evil Overlord List. Thank you. Now back to your show. The secret. We all have our secrets, some worse than others. Where are they? Wondered PiggyBot 9000, lightly bouncing around the throne room in little circles. I need to talk to Rarity about what kind of steamer to use for the party. I told you, PinkyBot, said Twilight, getting dizzy from watching the pink mare. They're busy. I'm sure they'll be here as soon as possible. Rainbow, nudge Applejack. Right. I suppose that's a declarative sentence, so... No, it's not a declarative sentence. It's a imperative sentence. Yeah, but there's a period there, so... Well, I suppose it's a commandative. True. I bet Spike is getting a special party right now, the Rainbow Mane Pony said. Applejack couldn't help but allow a few snickers. A private party? Who would want a party with only 2 ponies? Wondered Pinky, unaware of the innuendo that was applied. All the ponies laughed at her obliviousness as Princess Celestia walked in the room, a disgruntled look on his face. His face? Did we suddenly get Grand Ruler Telesto here? Have you seen Luna? The Sun Princess asked. She hasn't come back yet, and I'm getting worried. Oh, reckon she'll be fine, Princess, said Applejack. She'll get here when she gets here. Celestia smiled. I suppose you're right, honest Applejack. Why does you add my ailment right there, Celestia? You've never done that before. That's a little formal for you. She went around the throne room. So, how fares the party plant? Okay! Thick? I think you got the 2 mares mixed up. Did you just have Celestia written for all your lines and then you realized it made 0 sense for Celestia to be doing any of this and you had to rewrite to Luna instead? Because I'm starting to think you did that. How fares the party plant? That is too formal for the princess! See, guys, this is why Xenolestia makes no sense. Because if you watch the show, you'll see she likes to play little pranks. She likes to have her parties upbeat. She does not like the idea of being turned into this formal, no fun loving mare. She likes to eat cakes. She likes to have fun. She likes to enjoy herself. She's not this. How fares? Ugh! Great, shouted Pinky Bot 9000, throwing up confetti. I just need Rarity's opinion about what kind of streamers Spike would like. Rainbow pointed down the hall. Well, you could ask them now. Here they come. They all went towards the end of the hall, where a sulking Luna was following Spike and a still bleeding Rarity. Rarity! Gasped Twilight, running over to her friend. What happened to you? It acts darling, the White Mare smiled. Just us scraps. Nothing a little makeup can't cover. Ah, sister, there you are, smiled Celestia. Her look turned concerned when she saw her sister bow her head. Darn shame. Is there something wrong, Luna? Your sister has been trying to seduce me. Almost the entire time that we've been here. Spike glanced over to Luna, turning his head slightly. Tell her what you told us. Okay, I know this looks bad. It looks like I'm hypnotizing Luna. I get this, Lesson Bringer, but, this is going to make sure that there's never going to be another Sparity on this shell ever again, isn't there? Not unless somebody can find a good reason for why it is good. Oh, Sparity isn't just on the outs anymore, is it? Oh, no. Luna nodded her head. I have something to tell you. All of you. She paused and took a deep breath. There's an evil pony coming to Canterlot. He wishes to destroy us all. In a few days, he will return to do just that. All the pony gasped and continued to speak. But Celestia knew this. She already knew about this. As a matter of fact, why didn't she tell them the first day they got here? I mean, you'd think that would be important. Oh, Twilight, I'm glad to see you again. Oh, by the way, Conquest is coming over to destroy us all. This pony is an alicorn. Creator, but now Conquest. He was the third alicorn that existed in millennia. I'm sorry, boys. I was just thinking about the Discord on the chapter the last time where my mom said, with that type of name, I want to be evil too. I'm trying my best not to laugh at that joke. He was the third alicorn that existed in millennia. He was a very close friend. Some could even say he was our brother. I wish I could have called him Ellipses. She looked at Celestia with teary eyes. I'm sorry, Tia, she cried, hugging her sister, crying to her shoulder. 'Tis all my fault. There, sister, Celestia whispered, patting the dark blue alicorn in the back. It's not your fault. It's no pony's fault. Oh, what an odd timer. Time till Celestia asks so OOC you will call up every version of Xenolestia and apologize? Oh, come on. The scene has to be really bad for me to apologize to Luffy's adventures in Equestria. Yes, it is, hollered Luna. 'Tis my fault he's like this. If I wasn't so jealous, if I didn't love him, none of this would have happened. Sister, what are you talking about? Asked Celestia. Do you remember all those years ago, when Curator went overseas to fight in Dragon Wars? All too well, the White Princess moaned. Why didn't we do anything during that time? I don't know. Do you remember how he went crazy after he came home? Yes, he said sweet sympathy cheated on him, she said, cringing into memory. If it was any pony's fault, it would be hers. Well, Luna said without sniffles, she wouldn't have cheated on him. She paused, swallowing it up in her throat. She wouldn't have cheated on him if I hadn't told her he was dead. I mean, technically he wasn't cheating. She just believed he was dead and moved on. It's not her fault he came back alive. This is Micah level of romance. What? Screamed the Sun Princess, pulling her sister away from him. Okay, Fick. This is the second time you misgendered Celestia. Do you got a problem? What do you mean? I didn't know this would happen, cried Luna. It's just that ever since he met Sympathy, he started to spend less time with us, less time with me. I always had a crush on him, and when he started to date her officially, I became jealous. She explained, wiping a tear from her eyes. When he went to war, he was so happy he sent me letters, asking how things were going back here, how I was doing, how Sympathy was doing. Even across the sea, he kept thinking of her. I had it. I devised a plan. I went to the docks where Sympathy was waiting for him to come, as he did almost every day. I walked up to her, told her it was with the deepest regrets we received word that Creator had died in battle. There was a pause of absolute silence as no pony said anything. Luna said, If it means anything, I'm sorry, she said, bowing her head. You know, Luna, it's rare you get to be the one who fucked it up the most. I know! Normally it's Celestia. No offense. Problem. Normally it's Celestia who fucks everybody up. It's being me is a new feeling. I don't know what to do. I know, Luna. You're not mad at me, are you? In this fic, oh yeah, I am. This was a horrible, this was the second most horrible thing you've done. But really, you, princess? No problems. Thank you. Celestia smiled as she looked at her sister's chin. I can never be mad at you, sister, she said, hugging her sister close to her. They all stared in their loving embrace. Rainbow scratched her mane. Well, this is good and everything, said Rainbow, but it doesn't explain why Luna was trying to seduce Spike. Oh, I could tell you that. Everybody turned to surprise at who was talking. Pinkie Pie? Well, not exactly. The pink mare smiled, not her usual happy smile. This one was dastardly and sinister, and her blue eyes slowly turned blood red. Oh, you could call me Conquest! Your voice, whispered Twilight. It's so... Oh, Susie, isn't it? Ow! Pinkie, but not as like Pinkie said, yet maniacal! Ow! Like a... Ow, 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 ow! Look, man, it's lovely! Ow, ow, ow! Oh my god, I can't even test a robot first with a Pinkie! Ow! You get somebody else here! Ow! Ow! Okay, give me a few secs. Maud, you take over. Okay. Oh, thank God. Give me a moment to catch my breath. Ugh. So full of hope and sweetness. Ugh. Ow. The warmth of a happy mare who doesn't hate. Ow. Spike frowned. How did you possess Pinkie? I thought you could only do it with your conquered. Conquest was mild. Normally, you're right, Dragon. But it was so easy to take this one's mind. She seems to have the brain activity of a bubble. Wow. I'm missing Mike's insults to Pinkie right now. However, I'm getting off topic. You want to know why, my dear beloved little Luna has been acting so queasy? Including putting queasy glue on all of you? Right? Hey! That's right. You're all sitting in queasy glue. Elzac shook her head. This here's all confusing. Is this Pinkie we're talking to or Conquestville? Because it looks like Pinkie, but she sure ain't at the locket. And where did my brain go? Oh, please, Applejack. In this fic, everybody's lost their brains. Oh, simple, simple Applejack, sighed Conquest. Your idiocy is only second to this mare, he said, pointing to himself. You know, Fic, when that episode, Applejack's Day Off, fucked up with that whole entire Applejack was putting too much effort into things and doing things in a wild way, I gave it a pass because it was silly. But this is not trying to be a silly fic, is it? So, yeah, fuck you. When Spike touched the Pandora's box, an artifact that lets you communicate with me all those weeks ago, he got a little piece of me inside of him. He gave a chuckle. Now, normally, all it lets me do is annoy the crap out of them, slipping into their minds whenever they fall asleep and keep having a little fun. Get to the point, shouted the annoyed dragon. So impatient for a giant lizard. Conquest giggled. To put it simply, Spike, I decided to play a joke on my sister. I changed your appearance in her eyes. How'd you do that? OC bullshit, duh. It's easy to manipulate those who have touched the Pandora's box, said Conquest. But my sister never touched Pandora's box, Celestia said, turning to her sister. Right, Luna? The Dark Princess turned her head in shame, avoiding the look of her sister. Conquest looked at the two princesses with devilish intentions. You mean you didn't tell her? He asked, his grin growing wider and wider. Oh, that is so very naughty of you, Luna, and I love it, he laughed, prancing around his pickle to buy. That must mean you haven't told her about Nightmare. Luna, Celestia said, trying to glimpse at her crying sister. What does he mean? What about Nightmare? Oh! Let me tell, sister. Conquest said goofily. I love this story so much. Okay, stars. Let it. Luna, I'm turning in for the night, said Celestia as she grew next to her sister. Luna was just finishing up with her lunar diaries, raising the moon and waking up the stars. All right, Tia, she smiled, watching the large white unicorn fly away from her down to Canterlot. Luna quickly pulled the moon's position for that night, where it would remain until the next morning. She flew back down to her room in the tall tower. The night breeze flowing through her starry mane as the starlights fell out of her mane and dyed the sky. The Princess of the Night landed on the balcony and entered her dark room. With a quick search of her magic, the room lit up. She jumped on her bed and stared at the ceiling. She stayed there in the quiet for what seemed like hours. In this quiet night, I waited for you. The time has passed. Sorry. Tossing and turning to find a comfy spot that was non-existent. Sighing heavily, she turned to her nightstand. Aside from a couple of books and a clock, there was a single framed picture. She picked it up and gazed at the old photo. It was a picture of Luna and Kyrie back when they were younger. Luna had a playful headlock as they both smiled at the camera. It was her favorite picture. Wait a minute. This is supposed to be in Equestria's past, right? So they had Kodak 1,000 years ago? Sick. You know, I hated on Full Metal Alchemist fanfics when they decide to fuck up the timeline and put in things that don't exist. So I hate you for that too. The nightmare waited to hear from her eye as he stared at her love. His wild, fiery red mane, his strong, well-shaped body, the golden eyes that brought nothing but happiness who fell at his gaze. Keep it going, keep it going. Even in the old photo, the color of his eyes still had that heartwarming effect on Luna. I miss you so much, brother, she whispered, hugging the frame close to her chest as she looked at her window. I wish I could have told you how I felt. Sleep still wouldn't come to the princess. She kept looking at the picture in her hoof and tried her best to imagine that her brother was there with her. Looking at the pillow, she wrapped herself around it, imagining that she was in the embrace of the crimson-haired alicorn she loved. Luna lifted the pillow up to her face, placing her lips on the fabric, lost in her own fantasies. Sometimes she could swear she could hear his voice whisper to her, Luna. Her eyes shot open as she came back to reality, looking around her room. So you could see that her door was open slightly. She could have sworn that she had closed it. Luna, the playful voice whispering in the ear, the door creaking slightly. The princess got out of her bed to investigate. Looking at the ground, she saw a strange trail of liquid, not blood or water, but more of a strange black ooze. A little finger popped out, waving for a come hither finger. It seemed very threats and led down the hall. With caution, she followed the trail. Down the quiet halls through the throne room, the black trail stopped at a bare wall. Nightmare looked carefully at the wall and noticed a loose brick. Pressing up against it, the walls around her began to shift, folding open like a door. The wall revealed a dark passageway. Hello? He called, her voice echoing down the shadowy hallway as he stepped into the darkness. A horn illuminated as it descended into the blackness. So close, Luna, said his strangely hypnotic voice. It seemed so familiar, like she heard before. Luna continued to walk down the hall, following the call's voice. So very close, my little love. Is anybody there? The princess called. Her question was answered when a crack of light cut through the darkness. Luna shielded her eyes as she walked into the light. Her eyes adjusted to she saw the black oozy trail that led her here. The black substance had been spread out all across the room. The floor, walls, and even the ceiling was completely covered with dark muck, with only a narrow path on the clean floor to walk on. Staying on the path, Luna walked on a thin path. What did she walk on again? She soon approached the table in the middle of the room. On top of it was a little black box with a note that said, Open me, written hastily on it. Open me, Luna. Set me free. Wait. This was where Conquest was sealed originally. Wouldn't she already know what the box looked like? I mean, you haven't had to... Set me free, Luna. Set me free. I mean, what? I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. Then again, when did he get sealed? Actually, where did he get sealed that first time? Now that I think about it, where did he get sealed the second time? And the third time? When did he break out? Tall, soury figure emerged from the box. His coat was black as night, his mane as gray as smoke, and his eyes were as red as blood. It was her brother. Curator! Stuttered the blue mare in disbelief. Is that really you? The tall, dark alicorn looked at the small mare that was his sister and flashed a smile. Of course it's me. Who else could it be? He asked. She was overjoyed. After almost 3,000 years, she had been reunited with her brother. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me work on the timeline here. Okay. So, this fic has stated that this was 4,000 years before Celestia took over. Then, a couple hundred years later, Union happened. Then Celestia and Luna became princesses. We know that. Then, a couple of thousand years later, Discord showed up. Okay, but in between those times, that's when Courier became Conquest, and that was the first time he was sealed. I'm going to assume he was sealed up, because that was what the red dragon over there said, that he had been beaten 3 times previously. 1,000 years ago. 500 years ago. And less than a century ago. He did not include a 4th time. So, how was he sealed that 4th time then? That first time? Unless he just put himself in there. But then why didn't he mention that? But where would he go? And how could... Okay. I can do this. Keep going. It's not really you. Tears on. No. She cried happily, grabbing her brother around the neck and pulling him nuzzling his neck. Now, little sister, smiled the dark alicorn. I know you're happy to see me, and I'm just as thrilled to see you too. We have so much to catch up on. Let's start on how we can get out of here. Of course, the nightmare smiled, pointing to the door. I followed a trail of black liquid and found a secret process that led me to that box you were in, she said enthusiastically. And who put him in there? Why doesn't anybody know where he is? How very clever of you, grinned the alicorn, knowing full well what happened. Shall you lead the way? Of course, Creator, Luna piped, happily trying down the hall. Conquest stayed behind a little bit. He walked around the table where the box was. Hidden in the shadows was a shriveled-up pony, the black liquid licking out of his eyes and mouth. He looked up at the shouty alicorn. Please, master, help me. For doing a job well done, he thought. I suppose turning your blood into ink is a rather painful way to die. And I suppose you do deserve a reward. His heart started to glow. Well, does suffice. The shriveled pony nodded quickly. It shall be done. He tapped the pony with his horn. Almost instantaneously, he fell to his knees. A stream of dark sludge being propelled out of his mouth, followed by a painful moan. You should vomit your guts out within the next 2 minutes. Or maybe it was the next 2 hours. He snickered at the suffering pony. Now I think about it, it may take as long as 2 days. The pony spewed out more showy liquid. Well, have fun, he said as he smiled, as he skipped happily out the door, following his sister. He quickly caught up to her, and the two of them began to catch up on Luna's life, how they finally united all of Equestria. What? And how there had been peace in all the land, and how Celestia now rose the sun as she rose the moon. If you ask me, sister, Curia said, entering Luna's room, you got the better job. Luna bless. Thank you, brother. Sun is beautiful. But not as beautiful as you, Curia said, taking her ho-hos in his. They stared at each other. Curia slowly leaned to Luna, her heart beating furiously as she did the same. The princess closed her eyes and puckered her lips, stretching her neck so she could finally feel her brother's lips against hers. You know, said Curia, quickly turning his head away from Luna's and towards the window, really is a beautiful night. It is, she mumbled. Now you're saying I was beautiful? The ponies must all love your night. Courier explained, ignoring Luna. Tell me, do they play in the moonlight? Well, not easily. I'm surprised we have cameras here, but no nightclubs. They play during the day and sleep at night, she said. What? Asked Courier, fake disbelief. Every pony wakes up with the sun and sleeps through your marvelous night. That doesn't seem very fair. It's okay, she sighed. Ponies aren't nocturnal, and they usually can't stay awake for too long. I've learned to accept it. I suppose you're right, her brother said, the grin glowing on his face. However, what if, hypothetically, the moon weren't to set? What? Said the startled man. I couldn't. Celestia said we need to rotate the sun and moon. To do anything else could lead to disaster. Is that what Celestia told you? He asked. A little nodded, he rolled his eyes. Dear sister, I thought you were better than that. What happened to the playful filly I love? He asked. Luna's cheeks perked up as they turned red. There she is, said Courier, playfully pointing her closer to him. Now, what are we going to do? He asked Luna, stared at his hypnotic gaze. I will keep the moon rays, she said, eyes dilated. And how long will it be up there? Asked Courier, his eyes grew stronger. The night will last forever, Luna drew. It will last forever, Creator. Good, sweet Luna, sighed Courier, but please, call me Conquest. Dark Conquest. I love you, Conquest. Uh-oh. Folks, time to turn down your microphones. Turn down your headsets. He's going to blow! You fucktard! You insolent piece of shit feck! Not even Myken, in all of his deranged madness, would go so far as you to ruin Luna's best part of her backstory. You fucking piece of shit! Go to hell and die, you feck! I'm sorry to pry the discord. You know, I actually like that fic. You know what? I'm actually sorry for the third part. That was actually fun compared to this shit! I know we've given Mike in trouble. I know we've given him shit. And he's deserved it. He's deserved what we've given him. But, you know what? At least when it came for Grand Dipshit's backstory, when it came to him, he didn't say, oh, but Luna was jealous of Grand Ruler, so she became Nightmare Moon. No! Even he respected that story! At least he didn't say, oh, there was this guy behind Luna that she loved. Or Dustshine did it. No, it was pure Luna. Even he respected the source material more than you. Congratulations, Dick. You have finally done it. You are standing here proudly announcing to the whole world, naked and in the sunlight, that you are not only worse than Myken, you're making me think that I should be reading Starfleet right about now. I hope you're fucking happy, heck! I hope you enjoy your putridness. I hope you enjoy your days in hell, because heavens knows I am! Fuck you, story. For a moment, they were in complete ecstasy. Warmth of his lips, his dark and forbidden taste. It made her cry with fucking pleasure, running her hose off his back to his head, pushing it closer to his lips. He felt a poke at her lip, and she gladly let his shadowy tongue slip in, and oh, fuck, who cares? Digging deeper to her mouth, past her lips, and slithering down her throat. Her eyes shot open as the tongue slid down her esophagus. She tried to scream, but was too lost in the unimaginable pleasure. It kept going down. Courier parted her lips. A sick, sadistic smile still plastered on his tongue. It kept crawling into her mouth. He bit down with a furious chomp, severing the slimy appendage. Luna fell to her knees. She let out a pleasant shiver, a wisp of blue, shadowy haze slithering out of her mouth. That was amazing, she cooed, lying on the ground, rolling provocatively. I waited so long for this. Conquest swept over to the window, flashing his white fangs at the pearl-white moon. So have I, Luna. Oh, and before anybody tries to come in to try to defend this shit with, well, what about those creatures from the moon? You like them? Before anybody tries and defends it. Those are two different things. Luna was still corrupt. She allowed it to take over to her because of her own corruption. This is different. Because her corruption didn't come naturally. It came from Conquest. It was Conquest who did it. Not the Arapists. Oh, no. They just merely took advantage of what was there. It merely took advantage of her jealousy that was already waiting. This is just slime. This is shit. And after that, I had complete control over Equestria, said Conquest. That is, until my sister had you silly fillies free her with the elements of Barfree, and I almost lost all contact with my beloved sister. He laughed. But that's the thing about me. Once you have me, I never leave. I'm kind of like herpes that way. But that doesn't explain round one, though. Why did it cure her then? Twilight shook her head. How does Endless Night help you take over Equestria? Why am I that dumb? Well, Twilight, I'm glad you asked, grinned Conquest. Do you know that there is a reason for we have to cycle the sun and moon? To have night and day, a balance. I can see why you're a smart one. And what would happen if you break that balance? All chaos would break loose. Exactly, he said excitedly. If the moon were to stay in the sky for more than 24 hours, the gravitational pull of Equestria would cause the moon to fall out of the sky. And Twilight's now banging her head because this fic is trying to kill science. He looked toward Spike, the biggest of rocks that crushed the tiniest of ants. But you stupid little urge just had to ruin my fun. So you're the cause of Nightmare Moon. Shut Applejack. I don't believe it. Neither do I! I do hope he doesn't have any other revelations that are going to piss me off. You better, the Pink Pony said. That was just the beginning. I also freed Nightmare Discord. Told Chrysalis about the Candlelight Wedding. And any major catastrophe that's happened in the last 1,000 years, I had a major hoof in. Do I even have to say how stupid this is? Look, let's start from the beginning. The dragon said that Dark Conquest was sealed 3 times already. Sealed. In other words, put in somewhere. Nowhere. We don't know where he was. We don't know what happened to him, but he was sealed somewhere. Somehow he broke free, and somehow he was left. We're just going to work on that. Okay, fine. Apparently he was sealed, first off, 1,000 years ago. But apparently he got out beforehand, and instead of doing anything while Nightmare Moon was doing her shit, he decided to wait around. Okay, I understand this. But somehow he was sealed that one time. How was he sealed before he got thrown in? What, did he just put it in the box somewhere? Second, what happened during the year of 300? How did Celestia seal him up then? Then, how did he come out this time and was just now getting around to doing anything? How did he free Discord? How did he tell Chrysalis? How did he possess Luna? Why didn't Luna know anything about Pandora's box when she first saw it and decided to touch it? Why didn't Celestia tell her about the Pandora's box? Why didn't she put that inside the tower? Why are we just now getting some of this information? How was Conquest able to do any of this stuff? Why am I in a Xeon Fire Agent uniform? Ah! I've got a brand new Combine Harvester. Legend Bringer. Gundam. Launching. The world would be a better place without you in it. You know, some days, I think I clean my glasses too much. Wait! These aren't my glasses. They're onion rings. Does anybody want to know how I got my brand new hat? It comes from a place of plates. The world has gone loony, and I'm the only sane one left. So, Q, I do hope this doesn't get rid of your opinion of all humanity. We're doomed. You know, some days it don't pay to be Dick Stallion. Speaking with a JFK voice, nope, ain't knowing at all. Time to transmute. But to go! And then, somebody gave me all the wheezes. Okay. I think I'm good. I had some soda stream. I think I can take the rest of this chapter. If you people need to leave, you can. I don't blame you. Just please, as you leave, keep me in your thoughts. Pinky, the actual Pinky, shook her head. Well, that was weird. For a second, everything tasted like purple. Now, what does purple taste like? Wondered Pink Mare. Seeing her rubbish, she became lost in her thoughts. You know, I would say this is insulting to Pinky as it turns her into a complete and total idiot. But this is not Pinky. This is PinkyBot 3000. Celestia looked at her sister, trying to hold back her tears. You set him free? I'm sorry, Tia. You set him free? Screamed Celestia, causing every point to jump. Do you have any idea how dangerous he is? How difficult he is to contain? But I love him! I don't give a flying buck! Do you love him more than your subjects? More than your country? More than your sister? Oh. So, you decided to now destroy Celestia's character. Well, at least this is not as bad as Celestia, but I am going to apologize now. Princess Celestia, please, begged Rarity. She didn't know any about it. She was in love. The hell with love, snarled the princess. Hey! I can't believe my own aunt marked my element. I'm sorry, Cadence. Speaking of which, where are you? I don't know. Because of my sister, we are all doomed. And Conquest was unable to escape by himself. We've never been able to escape at all. So... Wait a minute. Then how did he escape this time? Actually, if he was able to escape to do the Nightmare Moon thing the first time, then he was sealed 1,000 years ago, another 1,000 years ago, and then sometime post 100 years, then how did he escape? And why did he just wait until Spike was an adult before doing anything? Why didn't he just kill Spike right out the bat when he was young and defenseless? Excuse me, I need to do something. Right? Hello. I am the master of the roads of Ponyville. We've noticed that there's a lot of plot holes popping up recently. Don't worry, we will fix it. Thank you. Spike stepped forward. That's why I am, Princess. I will stop him. Spike, he has an army, the Princess explained, and we have so few ponies to fight. If you are so downtrodden, why did you get a bunch of soldiers before? Oh, wait, it's just to make... So call everyone! Oh, that's right. We need to make Spike seem big and strong and heroic. I forgot. You know, Spike, right now, I think your only good performance on this show would be in a fallen Equestria fic. Call the zebras, the bison, the mules. The fate of all life is at stake. If we don't make a stand when he comes, he will destroy everything. It's still not enough, moaned the princess. Even we get to help. The prophecy said a dragon would be our savior. And we only have one dragon. A light off went on Spike's head. So obvious it felt foolish for not thinking of it. He turned around, grabbed Rarity, and planted to kiss our lips. I'll be back soon, I promise. He said, heading to the window. Spike, where are you going? Asked Twilight, watching the dragon open the window and jump on the lids. He looked back and smiled happily. I'm going to get more dragons, he said, taking off from the window, flying off into the sunrise. People, I think we all owe Myken an apology for this one. And yet this doesn't have a Teenage House page. How is that possible?